How do you forget a voice that says, "No one will find his body in the river," when that voice belongs to your wife? That's how consciousness hit me, a crushing black around my face, the sour smell of wet trunk carpet, metal shaking under my ribs with every turn. My wrists were pinned behind me, cable ties slicing deeper each time I tried to breathe. My shoulders burned, my heartbeat pulsed inside the wounds. For a few seconds, I didn't know if I was alive or if my body was just slow at shutting down. Then the voices slipped in through the back seat. Laura's voice, my wife's soft, sweet, soaked in poison. "No one's gonna find his body once it's in that river." A man laughed, Sheriff Cole Danner. Guy dropped like a puppet. Didn't even fight. She giggled. "Told you he trusts too easy." They thought the drug erased me. They didn't see me shift my wrist and find the hidden notch on my watch, the emergency switch I hoped I'd never need in my own home. One press. Click, GPS beacon armed. If they dumped me, at least someone would know where I stopped breathing. People always thought I was harmless, Evan Hartley, the quiet accountant with a calm smile and predictable life. No one knew I spent years undercover before I ever touched a spreadsheet. I'd been in rooms where one wrong word meant someone didn't go home. I recognized betrayal, but I never expected to taste it in my own marriage. It didn't begin with shouting or suspicion. It began with little shifts. Laura working late, then later. Then coming home smelling like a cologne I didn't own. One night, when I reached for her shoulder, she flinched. Not dramatically, just enough for instinct to snap awake. Don't confront. Don't accuse. Observe. Confirmation came when she left her phone unlocked. A message glowed across the screen. "You were incredible last night. I want more." She was in the shower, humming like her world wasn't built on lies. I didn't yell, didn't breathe heavy. I just let the truth settle deep, slow, and cold. 8 minutes without moving. Not from shock, from calculation. A few days later, I watched her in the grocery store with Cole. She touched his chest. He leaned closer like he already owned her. She didn't look around. That told me everything I needed. That night, she kissed me with her eyes closed too long, trying to pretend she still knew how to love me. She didn't feel the wire taped under my shirt. Voice, turbo. That's when the investigation started. GPS tags hidden inside her tires. Phone cloning software sending each message straight to a burner. A DNA swab from her wine glass mailed to a private lab. I watched them meet on back roads, her laughter bouncing off his patrol car, their shadows merging in the dark. She thought I was working late. I was documenting every step she took away from our life. Then the manila envelope arrived. 3 words printed inside, paternity negative. Her son wasn't mine. Not by chance. Not by mistake. That night, I cooked her favorite dinner, poured her favorite wine, let her talk like nothing was coming. Then I slid the report across the table. Her whole world cracked in her eyes. Her hands trembled. "Evan, please, this isn't what you think." I raised my hand, not to silence her, to show there was nothing left to say. That same night, I turned every file over to Internal Affairs. Recordings, GPS logs, photos, timestamps, corruption trails, affair evidence. Cole's badge wouldn't survive sunrise. And the divorce papers were already signed. All I needed was for panic to push them into the mistake I knew was coming. 2 nights later, I staged the scene. Needle placed, pulse slowed, body limp on the garage floor. Laura screamed when she found me. She called Cole. They dragged me to the car, frantic, careless, terrified. They didn't check my wrist. Didn't check the watch. So when I woke up in the trunk to her whisper, "We'll dump him in the river," I didn't panic. I just listened to the seconds ticking down. 4 miles out, unmarked vans boxed them in. Gravel exploded under boots. The trunk flew open, freezing air flooding my lungs. Cole reached for his gun. He never even cleared the holster. Laura dropped to her knees, sobbing, begging me to look at her, to speak. I stepped out, straightened my shirt, and walked right past her. They'd get separate prisons, separate futures, and the boy I once thought was mine would grow up without knowing the truth behind his existence. Maybe that's mercy. Voice, Turbo. I sold the house, burned the photos, moved somewhere quiet, where no one knows what broke me. People at work say I look colder now, but they're wrong. Betrayal doesn't harden you. It reveals the part of you that already knew how to survive the fire. And once that part wakes up, it never goes back to sleep.